Hello, ni hao, welcome back to my channel. What am I doing? So today I want to talk about Shenzhen, China. I've been here for now a month and a half and it's still absolutely amazing. I want to really talk about my move here, getting into a new apartment because we moved again, and talking about the different districts here, because what we've learned is that you really can live here on next to nothing, or you can live here needing a ton of money. It's a spectrum where pretty much anyone can live here. It's just depending on what you want and what are your expectations. First thing I want to talk about are the districts. Here in Shenzhen, China, like I mentioned in my last video, it is one of the wealthiest cities in all of China. It's also a city that has the best of both worlds. They're separated into districts like Futian, which is where we lived in our first apartment, Nanshan, which is where I am now in our new apartment, and Shekou, and more districts like that. And they have different, I want to say, personalities to them. Nanshan, where we are now, it's definitely more modern. The buildings are all brand new, clean. There's not a lot of people here. And that's because this is kind of a place where everybody comes and works, and then at night they leave and they go home. Then there's other places like Shekou. Shekou is like the expat hub. That's where you'll find all the foreigners. That's where you'll find all the restaurants and the supermarkets and, you know, just different things that are more westernized. That's where you'll find them. In the districts themselves, there are, between metro stops, it's like you're entering into a whole new world. And what I mean by that is I live in Nanshan district. The metro stop I live next to is called High Tech Park. This area is just super modern, like I said, but you go literally one metro stop over to Baishizhou and it's like you're in a whole nother world. This is a whole nother country. It's like Chinatown. Like, this is what I picture China to look like. This is where all the people are. This is where all like the kind of Chinese stores, the market, like where the people live. It's all so different, which is really cool. As I was saying, you can live on making 1,000, 2,000 RMB a month, 100, 200, $300 a month, or you can make a ton more. Baishizhou, like I said, one metro stop away, you would think we're in another country. You know, I come here to this country, I want to experience culture. Well, if I just go right there, like, this is a whole bunch of Chinese culture in your face. I went with my friend Jordan. We went through the markets. A thing being here in China, which I think a lot of people know this, but if you come here as an expat, you stick out. I don't want to say it's like being a celebrity, but it kind of is. There's not a lot of us here. It's just kind of weird. So being at this market, it was really cool because everybody was saying hi to us. Everybody was super friendly. And it was almost like we were celebrities walking through this market because everybody's looking at us. And the weird thing we noticed, but we loved, is no one's trying to sell us on anything. And then the other thing is they had bikes. Like, these markets are tiny. Like, you can barely walk through them. And then they had like 5 bikes like trying to go through you and hit you. And something that they do here is, even if the bicyclist is in front of you, you see them, they see you, they're still honking their horn. Like, I don't understand. And then after that, we kind of ventured into where behind the market was where they all lived, and that was really cool because that, like I was saying, like, you can live in a super modern place and then you can live in a kind of more, you know, run-down area for a lot cheaper. Yeah, it wasn't as wealthy or super nice, but the thing was, all the people were all smiling and just kind of this community of neighbors, like, all together, and it was super cool to see kids running around. And the other cool thing was, in the sky they had all these, it looked like electrical wires, which it might have been, I think they were just regular wires, but that's where they hung all their laundry as like the sky everywhere. And it was just cool, blowing in the wind. It was just like, it was a cool area. And it's cool to see like how other people live here and then where we live, and just like I said, how this place can be the wealthiest city, but then there's still areas like this city kind of makes room for everybody. Another thing that some people have been asking me is about finding a place to live here, and so I kind of want to talk about that. What I did is I joined Shenzhen Expats, which is a Facebook group. I posted an ad and I was basically like, hey, my boyfriend and I are moving to Shenzhen. Can anybody refer me to any places to live, or WeChat groups, whatever. Yeah, that's kind of how we found our housing. We got just super lucky and we found the place we're living in through the Shenzhen expat page. So let me just start over. WeChat. If you don't know what WeChat is, but WeChat's fucking brilliant. Chinese are geniuses. It's an app where they take all the other apps and they combine it into one. You can order food, you can rent a bike, you can buy things on the street. And when I say buy things on the street, I mean the street vendors selling fruits and vegetables. You can literally take your phone and you can scan it. You just boop, and then you pay to a street vendor. Moving into this place I do want to talk about has been an obstacle course. Not speaking Chinese can be very difficult. I mean, everything's in Chinese. Even like this is the controller for our air conditioning and it's in Chinese. Like, of course we can figure it out. Green button, like whatever, turns it on. But that's not the case with everything. We managed to flood our apartment, for example, because of the lack of just figuring how things work. About 3 inches of water squirting out of the wall. I'm not joking. It was like taking a hose and turning it on full blast and just spraying it out, and that's what was happening to our apartment. Within like 5 minutes, the water was up to our kneecaps in that room. I'm trying to plug this hole or I'm literally bucketing water over the balcony. The bucket would fill up in not even 3 seconds, and then I throw it over the balcony, and it was just ridiculous. Glass is breaking. I'm worried about getting electrocuted. It was just not a good time.
I was trying to fix the washing machine, okay? It was for a valiant cause. It was a necessary change. And now the floors have never been cleaner, so.
If Eric, who's our landlord, who this is his place, if you watch this video, not to worry because we cleaned up everything, and actually this apartment is way cleaner than you probably have ever seen it. Good news is we got it under control after a slight panic attack. Mishaps happen. Evan owes me dinner now. We are really enjoying our time here, really enjoying exploring. We have friends here. And actually, if you have watched any of my older videos, I met this couple, Livia and Jordan, back in Guatemala, and I convinced them to come to Shenzhen. She's here.
Oh, I thought it was a picture.
Jordan has a YouTube channel, so we're gonna be making lots of videos together, so I'm really excited about that.
So we are going to be exploring by Shenzhen today. Yes.
I'm just excited to kind of document my life here in China because everything's an adventure and everything is so different and I'm learning a lot. Oh, last thing I want to say is I just linked my Instagram to my YouTube. I've never really used Instagram, but I decided I have so many photos from travel that I don't think people are seeing. It's on my WordPress, but I don't know if they're really being shown. So I'm gonna post a photo a day on my Instagram of all my travel photos starting in Costa Rica. So if you like Instagram, if you wanna follow me, yeah, I'll link that, or you can just click on the button on my YouTube. And yeah, I'll see you next time for more on China, more on Shenzhen, China. Bye-bye.